I do not believe that the current evidence would support articles of impeachment. That is something that an inquiry has to establish.
And that is Jonathan Turley, a George Washington University law professor and Fox News analyst picked by Republicans to testify, and prompting this headline. GOP's own witness pours cold water on Biden impeachment. I do not believe the evidence meets the standard. It is a devastating blow to Republicans seeking to pass articles of impeachment. However, Turley did note that the threshold is low for a congressional hearing and that foreign efforts may justify this hearing.
President Biden was the focus of a multi-million-dollar influence peddling scheme. And then finally, President Biden may have benefited from millions of dollars as a part of that scheme. Now, those facts should not be taken out of context. They're merely allegations, and they should not become presumptions of impeachable conduct. Indeed, as I've said in past impeachments, self-dealing is a difficult issue under the impeachment clause. The framers sought to avoid ambiguous standards. That's one of the reasons that perfidy was rejected. While it may not sit well with many, President Biden and other presidents can be dishonest, can even lie to the American people, and that would not constitute an impeachable offense.
Except not according to some Republicans. Some GOP lawmakers have pointed to a few of Biden's misleading public statements to insist that Biden should be thrown out of office. Again, Professor Turley, the GOP's own witness, said not so fast. And Turley pointed to the overall record accumulated by Republican House investigators, including several things that exonerate and clear President Biden.
Frankly, a number of the things I lay out benefit President Biden, as I say in my testimony. Because presidential impeachment shouldn't be a closed question. It shouldn't be a rush to judgment. And you should avoid the type of confirmation bias that can occur in this process.
And that was a shot at Committee Chairman James Comer, who made his confirmation bias clear over the summer on Fox News.
Bribery allegation, and do you believe that you will be able to prove that? Jim Comer.
I sure hope so.
I sure hope so. In other words, the Republican impeachment inquiry chair already has an outcome he wants, but does not have the evidence to back it up. Come on, Professor Turley, talk some sense into these people.
These are constitutional moments that demand the best from each of us to transcend the politics and passions of our time. It calls for something that's difficult. It calls for solemnity and clarity for members. We have become a nation addicted to rage, and we can fuel that. This body is a powerful teacher, as Brandeis said, and you can teach that, or you can teach a respect for this process. It begins here and now. We can disagree with each other without hating each other. These are important issues, and I think they're close issues. And I think some of these issues really do gravitate in favor of the president.
And that's the sound of Republican hearts imploding. Solemnity, clarity, respect for the process. Professor Turley just ripped up and trashed the Republican playbook. And to be clear, I'm not sure Republicans know anything else these days but delusions, absurdities, and rage. Still, kudos to Professor Jonathan Turley for having some self-respect. It was a refreshing start to the House Republican hearing. By the way, one of the Republican House members demanding Joe Biden's impeachment is Colorado's Lauren Boebert. She has piled up a string of controversies lately, and she now seems to be melting down before our eyes.
Amendment. It decreases the salary of the Deputy Undersecretary of the Food and Nutrition Services.
Check out that video at the link below. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.